Brother lads, welcome back to Kossi's Arsenal podcast. My name is Kossi. Welcome back to brand new video. The trending topic around Arsenal right now is Gabriel Magalhaes. A section of Arsenal fans saying he should be dropped. He's not good enough to play for Arsenal. And people like me, a section of people like me feel Gabriel Magalhaes, for me, is good enough to play for Arsenal. And this is all being over-exaggerated. So in the comment section, I'm giving you three options. What should we do with Gabriel Magalhaes? Number one, sell him to a club like Juve. Of course, there are very many clubs for me that would be interested in buying Gabriel Magalhaes. Sell him and buy a player like Milan Skriniar or Bastoni or Bella Kotchap or any other. That is one. Option two, start him in every game until he becomes better. Just like what Arsene Wenger did with Laura Koscielny. He started him in every game until he became better. And option three, bench him for now until he finds his best form. Bench him for now until he gets back to the levels that we know he can actually be at. So three options. If you want to sell him, just type sell in the comment section. If you want to start him in every game, type start in the comment section. And if you want to bench him, just type bench in the comment section below. Hit the like button for me. Let's get this video to 300 likes. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Now, first and foremost, let's be honest. This season, Arsenal as a team has reduced the number of individual errors across the pitch, across the starting 11. You look at Xhaka, you look at Partey, you look at Odegaard, you look at all these other players, the number of individual errors, the number of individual mistakes has actually reduced. Actually, I will say we have now two players that are prone to individual errors. That is Aaron Ramsdale and Gabriel Magalhaes. Those are the two players that I think this season have caused an individual error and it led to goal. Of course, forgetting the likes of Ben White, forgetting the likes of William Saliba, who scored an own goal. I think it's Gabriel Magalhaes and Aaron Ramsdale who have been prone to a mistake that leads to goal. But Gabriel Magalhaes is doing this on a more rapid basis. He's doing this on a bigger scale than any other player at Arsenal. A handball against Liverpool that was not given, failed to clear the ball before it reached Darwin Núñez. In my opinion, he had a lot of time. If he commits into that challenge, he puts that ball out for a corner. And then against Tottenham Hotspur, clips Richarlison in the penalty area. Penalties given, converted by Harry Kane. So there is a mistake in him. Of course, you have to remember Alexander Mitrovic, the Alexander Mitrovic incident against Fulham. Again, you know, he's in possession. He has a lot of time on the ball. He has a couple of options. He could even hit that ball high up the pitch. He doesn't do that. Mitrovic gets the ball and then he hits it in the back of the net. So some Arsenal fans have now started questioning the loyalty and quality of Gabriel Magalhaes. Is he good enough to play for Arsenal? Number one. Is he developing at the same rate as the rest of the team? Or he's one of those few standouts that are actually not even, performing well. They're just being dragged along because the team is actually doing well. First and foremost, I need your comments. I need your thoughts on this one. Is he a bad centre-back? Is he not good enough? Probably for you. For me, I'm gonna give you my opinion, but in the comment section, is he that bad? Do we need to drop him? Do we need to sell him? Do we need to be worried about Gabriel Magalhaes? Now, for me, to be honest, I'm not scared about playing Gabriel Magalhaes every single week, and this is the reason. Last campaign, when Ben White was shaky, last campaign when Rob Holding, when Gabriel Magalhaes had to play with Rob Holding, the main centre back at Arsenal was Gabriel Magalhaes. And yes, we conceded goals, and yes, there were so many individual errors, but we didn't see those many individual errors in him last campaign. Yes, they were there, and he committed a couple of them, but there were not as many, right? And of course, we have to remember, last campaign, we didn't have the quality we had this campaign, or we have this campaign. So you think about the players we had, you think about how far the team has actually developed. We are in a much better situation, very, very much better situation. So last campaign, he was one of the best centre-backs. Again, one of our best departments last campaign was not the midfield. It was not the front line. It was our goalkeeper and our back line. And guess what? Who was in that centre-back position? Again, Gabriel Magalhaes. So for us to come out and say Gabriel Magalhaes is not good enough, He doesn't have the quality to play for Arsenal. We should be ashamed. We have no right. Look, there are our players and it is our team, so we can form opinions about them. But as Arsenal fans, we have no right to question Gabriel Magalhaes and say he doesn't deserve to be playing in this team. He doesn't deserve to be playing to be starting for Arsenal. It's a shambles. It's an absolute shambles. It shows that we are somehow still disconnected from reality and we're still disconnected from the team. Gabriel Magalhaes last campaign, one of the very consistent centre-backs in the Premier League, one of the most consistent centre-backs at Arsenal. Even when he played with Tomiyasu, even when he played with Bob Holding, he stood his test, he stood his ground, and for me, he's getting better and better and better. Does he have a mistake in him every game? Absolutely. And I've always talked about it in match reaction and said, look, maybe we try a new partnership. Maybe we do this and that because Gabriel Magalhaes maybe needs to rest. I'm going to give you a clear example. And this is part of my research I did when we were trying to sign Lisandro Martinez, right? So what Erik ten Hag did last campaign with Lisandro Martinez is he dropped him from the starting 11 because his form had dipped a little bit. So he dropped him, and Lisandro Martinez had to work harder to get back into the Ajax centre back line, right? And eventually they formed a very, very good partnership with Julian Timber, and that is one of the ways you can think about it. Derry Blind played alongside Julian Timber until Lisandro Martinez came back on form and he had proven his worth that he should be starting at centre back for Ajax. So my option number one, and this is it, would be benching Gabriel Magalhaes, and this is the reason. One, we have a Tomiyasu, we have a certain Tomiyasu who can play along that back line very well, very confidently, throughout the 90 minutes. You can play him as a left centre back. He will do that. You can play him as a right centre back. He will do that. A right back, left back. He's already played in those situations, and he has actually proven to be very good. You can even play him on the right hand side or left hand side of a back three, and still he will be very, very nice. So that would be the first option. Right from last campaign, when have we really rotated Gabriel Magalhaes? When have we gone, okay, Gabriel needs some time to rest. Saliba is being rotated. Ben White is being rotated. Rob Holding is rotated. Every single player in our backline, starting with the goalkeeper, is rotated. Matana comes in the Europa League. Gabriel Magalhaes is the only player that is not rotated. This could cause fatigue. This could cause burnout and all that. Now, I don't think it affects his fitness. I don't think it affects his confidence, right? So maybe benching him and trying to tell him work harder, right? Work on your game, reduce on this on the couple of mistakes you're committing, and all that could actually work for us. But not thinking about him not being good enough, but rotate him. Just rotate him. Just make sure that he's being rotated just like the rest of the team. That is number one, right? Rotation. So I'll play Tomiyasu. I think Tomiyasu would play well with William Saliba. Saliba is good on the ball. He loves going forward. He loves he's a ball playing centre back. Takiro Tomiyasu on the other side is solid, very good in the air, and has a very, very good game reading aspect that I really like about him. And I saw it against Mo Salah. When Mo Salah was trying to beat him on those 1v1 situations, he used his game reading ability. He knew this is Mo Salah is going to try to do this and that, and that is how we actually handled him very, very well. So for me, option one would be playing Tomiyasu over the next couple of games. Tomiyasu and Saliba. Probably we can try it out on against Bodo Glimt on Thursday, against Leeds United on Sunday, against PSV the other week, and like that. But I don't want to say Gabriel Magalhaes is not good enough. The other option is trying William Saliba and Benjamin White. And again, I'm talking about these centre-back partnerships, trying to give Gabriel Magalhaes some time to reflect on himself, some time to reflect on his game, some time to, out of the team, work harder. Just to work harder, just like the example I gave you. Lisandro Martinez was dropped by Erik ten Hag just to make sure that he becomes better, so that by the time he comes back into the side, he's better. And guess what? When he came back in the side, he earned Ajax 65 million euros to cross over to Manchester United. So for me, those would be the first two options I think about with Gabriel Magalhaes. Play William Saliba and Benjamin White, Ben at the right-hand side of the centre-back partnership, and William Saliba on the left-hand side of the centre-back partnership. That is option number 2. Now, option number 3 would be going to the market and signing a centre-back. And this is where it becomes bizarre. Reason 1, if you're going to sign a centre-back, you don't want to sign an underdog. You want to sign a well-experienced centre-back. You want to sign a huge centre-back. You want to sign someone with experience, someone with pedigree, someone who's got with a leadership that he brings to the team, someone who's going to come into that back line and lead, right? So that means Gabriel Magalhaes either drops to the bench permanently and then he becomes a Europa League player, he becomes an FA Cup player, he becomes a cup competition player, or you sell him. And I cannot stand the idea of selling Gabriel Magalhaes. I just can't. I can't stand the idea of selling Gabriel Magalhaes. Last summer, we turned down a bid of around 50 million euros from Juventus. They wanted to sign him. And we all said, okay, he's untouchable, all this. It is absolute hypocrisy for us to come out and say, yeah, he was untouchable in the summer, but 9 games into the season, we are on top of the league. He should be, he's no longer good enough. He doesn't have the quality to start for us. It's hypocrisy. It's absolute hypocrisy. So if we were going to go to the market, this is what I would suggest. Gabriel Magalhaes leaves Arsenal, right? And this is me caring about the player because I love him so much. He leaves Arsenal, joins another club, probably Juve, probably PSG, and then we bring in a formidable centre-back with experience, with a lot of pedigree, with a lot of minutes under his belt. Number 1, I thought about Milan Skriniar at Inter Milan. Now, if we were swapping Gabriel Magalhaes for Milan Skriniar, yes, I would definitely do that. And this is the reason. Yeah, this is the reason. Milan Skriniar is around 27, 28. So if you brought him in right now in this young Arsenal side, and you're thinking about winning the Champions League, Premier League, and all these trophies around you, Skriniar is the guy. He's a leader. I think he's a captain for Slovakia or Slovenia. I don't know where he comes. Is it Slovenia? I think Slovenia. Captain for his national team. You look at Inter Milan, he's already a leader there, and he has played in these competitions, Champions League. He's played in the World Cup qualifiers and all that. He's got as many minutes under his belt. So you don't expect those small mistakes in his game. You don't expect those small errors in his game. So Milan Skriniar is one guy I'll be looking at. Again, he's a huge centre back. Apart from the leadership and pedigree, he's a huge centre back. So he would give us that kind of area threat, but also defensive threat. You know, when players like Jamie Vardy, when players like Ivan Toney look at your centre-back partnership and you have Milan Skriniar there and probably William Saliba, it becomes a little bit difficult for them to figure out how they're going to be beating your centre-back. Your centre-back. So Milan Skriniar, if Arsenal go and sign Milan Skriniar, I will give up on Gabriel Magalhaes and say sell him or bench him. I got no problem. Milan Skriniar is a better centre-back, right? And with all the other things he comes with and he offers, better centre-back. Number 2 is Bastoni, again at Inter Milan. And this is, look, with Bastoni, it is quite on the edge. I might stay with Gabriel Magalhaes for 2 years and he might become Bastoni. Or right now, if Arsenal are desperate that Gabriel Magalhaes is not working, Gabriel Magalhaes is not going to work out, then we get Lisandro Bastoni and then discard Gabriel Magalhaes. For me, I look at Gabriel as a player that is going to become better. I look at Gabriel as a player who suits very well, the profile and the position and the responsibility that we have actually given him. Scores a lot of goals. Nobody talks about that. There's so many. There are not so many centre backs that are gonna score goals. Score goals 6 in a campaign, 9 in a campaign, 5 in a campaign, and this guy just does, helps us do that. Scores a lot of goals. Is one of the most or highest scoring centre backs in the Premier League. But I'll take Bastoni over. I'll take Bastoni over him. I think again Bastoni, that level of experience, he's won with Inter Milan. And you look at Inter Milan right now, and the last 3 years they've been in that title hassle with AC Milan, with Juventus. They're always trying to win it. So maybe if you brought him in, because Arsenal are almost in a similar situation, we are trying to fight Manchester City for the title, maybe he would add some notch, maybe he would add some experience. And also I think he's less error prone. He has less errors in his game, less mistakes in his game, because he's lived the experience as well than Gabriel Magalhaes. So that is the other centre back I would think about. The other one I would go for is now taken. I would have thought about Julian Timber, but I think about Julian Timber and I think about Gabriel Magalhaes, and I'm like, okay, no, almost at the same level. If Timber comes to the Premier League, he will make the same mistakes, and we will be punished as well. Now, the other players I thought about was Tomori at AC Milan. Listen to me. Tomori is a good centre-back. Tomori has less errors and mistakes in him. Playing very well at AC Milan. But my problem with Tomori is, why was he discarded by Chelsea? Right? Why was he thrown out by Chelsea? Look, don't get me wrong. He's one of the well-performing centre backs in Europe and in the Italian Serie A right now. But Tomori over Gabriel Magalhaes. Tomori is fast. Tomori is aggressive, and I think he's decisive as well. But at times he can have errors in his game, like the goal Milan conceded, the second goal Milan conceded against Chelsea, the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang goal. That was so stupid from Tomori. Literally, he's trying to bicycle kick a ball in the penalty area, and he misses it, completely misses it. For me, risky and stupid. So Tomori, Gabriel Magalhaes, would I swap them? I would definitely swap them. Yeah, I would definitely swap them. But I would rather stay with Gabriel. The reason, Gabriel has now understood the basics of Mikel Arteta's system. Gabriel has now understood what you need to do under Mikel Arteta and do that. So I would keep Gabriel Magalhaes still. The other player I thought about is Nathan Ake at Manchester City. Now, Chelsea wanted to sign him, and it was around 45 million euros. He signed a new deal with Manchester City, so it's not easy to sell him right now. It's not easy to get him out of there. But we've been told that Arsenal will get the quality players when we get the UEFA Champions League. And Nathan Ake, we wanted to sign him when he was still at Bournemouth. Somehow we didn't sign him. Yeah, somehow we didn't sign him. He's aggressive. He's clever. Passes the ball very well. Good in possession, and also good under pressure, and also in tight situations. Very decisive. He will put the ball out for a throw in if he has to do that. He's played under Pep Guardiola, right? You know where I'm going, right? Don't you? He's played under Pep Guardiola, and we are literally playing almost a very similar system to Pep Guardiola. So Nathan Ake is one outtake. Right, but if I bring in Nathan Ake, I don't sell Gabriel Magalhaes, because for me, they can compete with each other at the same level. Right? If Nathan Ake starts 10 games, the next 10 games I would start Gabriel Magalhaes. I just feel Magalhaes needs that competition. He needs that competition. He needs someone to push him in his back to become better. And Nathan Ake would do a very fantastic job at that. The other man I thought about is Kim Min-jae at Napoli. Now, Kim Min-jae is a new signing at Napoli. Did he come from Real Madrid? I'm not sure. I'm not really sure, but I think he has a link to Real Madrid. But Kim Min-jae is now proving to be one of the best centre-backs in the world right now. Napoli would not want to sell right now, and probably it would take us around 70 million euros, 80 million euros to pursue the player's signature. But Kim Min-jae is fantastic. Good in the air, very good ball playing centre-back, very strong. Again, his decision-making is absolutely up in the air, but not well-tested. Not well-tested, so you're not getting experience. You're not getting the pedigree. You're not getting that all those fancy attributes of the game, but you're getting a talent that really will be good in the next 2, 3, 5 years. So Talk to me about of all these options in the comment section. Which one would you go for? Bastoni, Tomori, Skriniar, Nathan Ake, Kim Min-jae? Talk to me. Which one would you go for? But for me, my final verdict is Gabriel Magalhaes cannot be dropped by Arsenal. It will be a sign of betrayal, hypocrisy, impatience, and all that. We cannot drop him. It's raining. I cannot compete with rain. I would have loved us to discuss further than that. But on my live stream today, we'll be discussing Gabriel Magalhaes. Does he start? Do we sell him, or does he drop to the bench? Say yes, son.